I'm excited to share this with you. This is currently the most promising listing program that we've seen for years. And I've been coaching agents for about 3 years on this system, and we have refined this down to the point of where this is the simplest, most efficient way to generate listings in your neighborhood and to convert those buyers from your open houses into clients that are going to work with you and into closings that you're going to have. We call this the invisible listing system. This is a simple 4-step process that if you follow this, it is guaranteed to work for you. But you cannot miss any of these steps or you are sure to get poor or zero results. So be sure to follow these steps exactly as I spell them out. So step 1 is to select the right neighborhood. Today's buyers are searching for the best neighborhoods and the right home in those neighborhoods, and they are willing to pay top dollar. They're not looking for properties that are in substandard neighborhoods or in areas that they don't want to live. So you have to pick the best neighborhoods. Step 2 is you've got to attract those buyers and get them to give you their contact information, even if they're working with an agent, because when you get these listings, you're going to need these buyers to sell these listings to. Next is finding the off-market inventory. This is a technique that if you master, you will dominate your area and you will dominate the process of invisible listing inventory and converting those deals and making money and achieving your goals. And then lastly, step 4 is learning how to convert your seller leads with your buyer leads and your buyer leads with your seller leads. Are you ready? Are you excited? Let's get into this. So step 1 is selecting the right neighborhood. And the way we're going to select our right neighborhood is we want to identify the areas that out-of-state buyers, high net worth cash buyers that see our areas as on sale. They are coming to buy and they are hungry and they're ready and willing to buy homes. And today they're searching on the internet first and then they're flying out here and touring neighborhoods. The reason that high net worth buyers are doing this is because they don't want to sign a contract with an agent that they're not familiar with, and some of them aren't quite ready to buy, but they will be in the near future. So we want to be able to identify these people early, and what they're doing is they're coming to town, they're searching neighborhoods, and they're attending open houses. So what we're going to do is we're going to identify these neighborhoods by doing a Google AI search for what neighborhoods in my area are the most searched by out-of-state buyers. And Google and AI is going to print you out a list of the neighborhoods that people are searching in, and those are the areas where out-of-state buyers, these are cash buyers, high net worth buyers, are coming to look for homes. So in today's market, what we're looking for is out-of-state cash buyers. Those are the golden goose right now. They're not affected by interest rates. They are looking for deals and they are looking for top neighborhoods that they can buy homes in that they couldn't afford or couldn't compete in previous markets. So the next thing we're going to do to attract these buyers is we're going to hold open houses in these neighborhoods. So search our brokerage and determine if we have a listing in those neighborhoods. So go onto the multiple listing service, search those neighborhoods, find out if we have a listing in that area that you can hold open. If we don't be afraid to contact the other agents in the area. Lead with a compliment. You're such a great agent. I know you specialize in this area and you have a beautiful listing that I would love the opportunity to hold open. May I hold your home open this upcoming weekend? Now, your objective here is to gather buyer names, right? The way you're going to win in this market is to have a long list of potential buyers that are interested in buying your listings. That's what we're doing, is we are gathering buyer names. We're proactively prospecting for buyers for our listings even before we have them. As they're touring through the property, you're going to simply ask them one question. Are you open to properties that are off the market? See, I specialize in this neighborhood and I have sellers with investment properties like short-term rentals. or second homes that they're ready to sell, but they're off the market because they don't want a sign in the yard, they don't want a lockbox on the door. Let me know if you want to take a look at my list of properties. Now, they're going to say at that point, I have an agent. And you're going to say, that's great. Just give me your contact info and your agent's name. And if any off-market deal pops up in the area that matches the criteria you're looking for, I'll send it straight to them. See, the reason is a lot of these sellers are happy to work with me, and you can still work with your agent. Now, be sure to capture their name, their contact information, their agent's name, the agent's contact information, the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, garage, the specific areas that they're looking for, and any other feature that they are desiring in their home. Okay? Your goal is to get 6 to 10 names. So if that means you average 6 guests per open house, your objective this weekend is to get 2 open houses done to get 6 to 10 names for your list. Now, what are you going to do with those names? We're going to go find them homes. So step 3 is finding off-market inventory. Now, let's say that you did your open house and you had a buyer that came in that was from out of state. They're from San Diego and they're looking for up to $1 million in the neighborhood that you held your house open. They're excited and ready to buy a home if you have an off-market property. But here's the problem. You don't currently have any off markets. So we need to find them property quickly and put it in front of them. 1, to show them that we are the neighborhood expert, and 2, to prove to them that we actually can get them properties that are off the market. We're not like every other agent who's just lazy, who's putting them in a search in the MLS and praying that a property pops up. We're actively prospecting for listings for our buyers, and here's how you're going to do it. Step 1 is you're going to contact the top neighborhood agent. The way you're going to do this is you're going to put into Google AI search, who are the top 3 agents in this neighborhood? Then you're going to contact these agents and you're going to simply say, you're a successful agent in this neighborhood and I admire you. And I have a buyer who's looking in this neighborhood and I can't find anything that meets their needs. Do you happen to have any properties that are coming available in the near future that might meet what my buyers are looking for? Now, believe it or not, top producing agents, they always have inventory coming and they are happy to get that property sold to you before it ever hits the multiple listing service. Now, number 2 is Airbnbs. There's a lot of short-term rentals in every neighborhood throughout the United States. And you can use a system like AirDNA to search neighborhoods for the Airbnbs in the area and cross-reference those with properties and contact the seller and find out if they're willing to sell that property. There's a lot of Airbnbs that were bought in 2020, 2021, and 2022 that are not making the revenue that they used to make, and these sellers are happy to sell them, but they need to sell them off market because they don't want to disturb their tenants and lose revenue. Number 3 is rental properties. Do a quick search on Zillow of all the rental properties in the neighborhood and contact the landlord or the owner of those properties and ask them if they would be willing to sell if you brought them a fair offer today. Number 4 is investors. Now, simply contacting investors or doing a search of investors that own multiple properties in the area and contacting those investors and asking them if they'd be interested in selling their property because you have a cash buyer. Number 5 is for sale by owners. Now, I get it. There's not a lot of these. It's less than 3% of the market, but you still owe it to yourself and owe it to your buyer to do a quick search of for sale by owners and contact that for sale by owner and ask them if they'd be willing to pay you a compensation if you had a buyer that was interested in buying their property. The next one is expired homes. Do a quick search in your MLS for the neighborhood of properties that expired over the past 2 years. Contact those sellers and ask them if they'd be interested in selling if you could get them the dollar amount that they were hoping to get when they were on the market. The next one is new construction. Do a quick search of recent new construction in the area. Track down the builder or the agent that had that property under construction and find out if there's any more new construction coming. In addition to that is fix and flippers. You can do the exact same technique with fix and flippers. And then the last one is golden letters. So if you've worked with me, if you've coached with me for any period of time, you know golden letters are a consistent source of business. So mail out 100 golden letters to non-owner occupied homeowners in that area. Now, the reason we do non-owner occupy is because we don't want to handle the objection, if I sell my home, where would I move to? So we're going to market directly to non-owner occupied properties. That's going to pick up a lot of Airbnb sellers. That's going to pick up a lot of landlords and investors. It might even pick up an expired listing that decided that they were going to move anyways or leave the property vacant. It's going to pick up second homes. This is the best technique to get in front of sellers who are willing to sell but don't want to put it on the market. So you're going to mail 100 golden letters following our golden letter process into that neighborhood. Now, the final step for this is you're going to start getting calls from agents and golden letters about your buyers. And you need to be skilled on converting these leads. This is what we call cross-selling. And this is where you're going to have to get skilled at getting buyers that you met at open houses to want to work with you so you could sell them properties that are off the market. Or you can get your sellers that want to work with you to sell to buyers that are represented by other agents or that are buyers that are unrepresented. This is called cross-selling. You're going to use your open house leads to sell your golden letters and off-market properties, and you're going to use your off-market properties to attract your golden letter leads. So here's your golden letter follow-up conversation after you toured the property. If the buyer has an agent and you're talking to the seller, you might say something like, "Good news, I may have found the ideal buyer. Unfortunately, this buyer has an agent that represents them. Are you comfortable allowing me to represent you on this transaction?" If the seller has an agent and you're working with a buyer, you would say the opposite. "Good news, I may have found the ideal home. Unfortunately, the seller has an agent that represents them. Are you comfortable allowing me to represent you on this transaction?" This is the scripting you're going to use to convert the leads into cross-sell. Now, there's multiple ways that you can earn a commission on these transactions. Number one is you can represent the buyer. Number two, you can represent the seller. In some cases, you might become a transaction broker and sit down with both parties and marry them together with you just doing the paperwork as a transaction broker. If they both have an agent or the buyer doesn't want to have representation, you could ask for a referral fee from the listing agent. The reverse is also true. If you have a seller that wants to sell for sale by owner and the buyer has a buyer's agent, you could ask for a referral fee from the buyer's agent for making the introduction. And in some cases, these properties from the golden letters are such good deals, you might choose to buy the property and keep it as an investment property or wholesale it on to another buyer. These are all ways you can earn a commission and money with this technique. To recap, the Invisible Listing System 4-step process is select the right neighborhood, attract the buyers, find off-market inventory through the series of ways that I shared with you, as well as golden letters, and then cross-sell to convert those leads, and then rinse and repeat. A great agent will do this process twice a month, and this will lead to 6 to 10 closings per year if you do this consistently and manage your buyer and seller leads. So I wish you luck. This is the best technique right now in 2026 to find and convert buyers and sellers that are motivated in today's market. Go out there and make it happen.